Grid, so many cars they had to be split into three groups. Race 1 was Group A versus Group B, and the men to watch here, Jonathan Walker and David Pearce. The lead was fought out between the pair of them, with Walker just having the edge, although Pearce looking for a way round him as they battle their way through the chicane and down the straight towards Tower. Not all were quite as fortunate though. Colin Powell had a spin that cost him ground coming out of Sunny, and as the car rotated, he lost an awful lot of places. Up front though, Jonathan Walker managed to hang on to that lead, David Pearce chasing him home, but Walker came through to score victory in the first race of the season in the Caterham Road Sport Championship. The second race of the weekend was Group B against Group C. That put Walker back on track, looking for a double. As the lights went out, he made the better getaway, but opposition in this race would come from Philip Broad. Broad made a move on the inside going into Sunny. He grabbed the advantage, as slotting in behind him was Walker. There was drama at the hairpin, bits of Caterham shattering and lying in the middle of the track, but everybody picked their way through and battled over the line. Gary Halcrow had started at the back of the grid in number 77 after a technical infringement, and now the man from Bournemouth was charging his way up through the field. He was on target to finish in 6th place, but he would have to do the work all over again in the third race where Groups A and C took to the track. For now though, it was a double win for Walker. The lights are about to go red then for the final Caterham Road Sport race of the weekend here. The lights go out now, away they go. Good start being made by Dave Pearce in the yellow car nearest us as they accelerate down towards Clairvaux for the first time. Heading into the braking area then for the right-hander, it's Pearce who's grabbed the advantage. Philip Broad is going to be second. It looks like Dax Humberston is third in the mainly white car as they turn through the right-hander. And there's drama there. Look, somebody has spun. 1 or 2 go wide, 1 or 2 get involved. Gary Halcrow comes to a dead stop there. He's in reverse, he gets going again, he just managed to avoid the gravel. There's Halcrow going past us. Well, he was a man to watch up to the back of the grid. That has rather spoiled his effort, to say the very least, as you're on board with Humberston there for the first time going up towards Tower. Ahead of him, Dave Pearce about to lose the lead. Yes, because Philip Broad goes past him. Broad goes through as they get to the corner. The leading 4 cars then as one. Accelerating down through the Jim Clark S's then for the first time as here on board with Peter Young. He's in the body of the field and he's got a very crowded road ahead of him. He wants to gain ground if he can as the race leaders make their way towards the right-hand kink at Barcroft. These 4 then getting away from the rest of them. Broad leading, Pearce is second. In third, looks as though it is Dax Humberston. The cars go through the right-hander and then they are back on the power up towards the complex. Peter Young goes through, you're on board with him now. Powering his way out of the corner, grabs a gear and now goes up towards the complex. He's not quite close enough yet to think about making a move. On board with Dax Humberston, he's lost a couple of places, but he's still in the hunt as the cars accelerate past the old Rallycross course on the right-hand side. That'll play host to the Rallycross Super Prix in October here at Croft, one of the circuit's major events. But the race leader is Dave Pearce, with Philip Broad going after him, and then creeping up the order in 91 is Adam Ferenczi. On the inside line as they turn through the corner there, you can see that he's going to lose a place. Is he? Yes. He gets forced out wide, bounces over the curb, back onto the tarmac, and that means that Adam loses a place as now Dax Humberston is getting very busy as well. Got his nose chopped a little bit there as he went down towards the S's. The 2 race leaders, though, are getting away a little bit now as they come through the right-hander at Barcroft. Use the curb there to your advantage. Try and shorten the available corner. He was 28th on the grid. The cars turn their way into the complex once again. Up front, Dave Pearce is leading and trying to get away. There is Halcrow, experienced driver, although we hardly saw the best of him last year in the Superlight category. Started off okay, then rather faded, but in road sports he really does excel. Comes out of the hairpin, up over the start and finish line. The man from Yorkshire, based in Bournemouth these days, blasts past the pits, goes down towards Clairvaux corner. So Halcrow looking to try to gain ground. And you can hear in the background somebody's either rattled over the curb or through the gravel. And there you can see somebody else about to do the same. That's Sean Nash, who goes rally crossing. Kevin Dodd's not slow, but Gary Halcrow is absolutely flying here. He goes through Tower, a run down towards the S's, and this is the demise, albeit briefly, of Sean Nash. Got the wrong line, straight over the gravel, back onto the circuit, even finds time to wave at somebody. Race leaders together then as they come through Tower. Philip Broad in the lead of the race, but now he's got JJ O'Malley going with him, and O'Malley is another quick and experienced Caterham driver. It's 21, Richard Broughton. There shouldn't be any significant damage to the car from that, therefore he'll be able to rejoin as the leading gaggle then goes once more up towards the complex. Broad leading, O'Malley is second. In third place it's David Pearce, and now JJ O'Malley tries to make his move on the outside. Philip Broad defends then as they go left and then right through the middle part of the complex. The hairpin at the end of the lap beckons for them. And JJ O'Malley has done a good job here of getting himself up onto terms with those leading cars. But now there's a slower car ahead, there's a back marker ahead. They're going to have to lap in a moment. Is that going to affect Philip Broad? The back marker not that quick coming out of the hairpin, but Broad goes through, pursued by O'Malley and Pearce. Over the line now, down once more towards Clairvaux corner. Philip Broad leads this third and final race within the Motorsport News Caterham Roadsport A division here this weekend. Clips the curve at Clairvaux. There behind him is O'Malley. In third place, still pushing on, is David Pearce. They've got the chicane to go through, the quick right-left flick. Now this is also one of the better opportunities to overtake on the run to Tower as Kevin Dodd plunges into the gravel and into retirement. That, believe it or not, is the first retirement we've had all race. Upper place has gone Gary Halcrow. Halcrow, I said early on in this race, could be good for the podium. It is an absolutely astonishing fight back from last on the grid and being late at the first corner. And he's right on the limit though there, look, going into Hawthorne. On the grid is Gary Halcrow. Over the line they go now. Gary Halcrow is going to squeeze one more lap out of this race as they go down towards Clairvaux. He's up into second place, but now he's got to make up over 3.5 seconds. Can he do it? Philip Broad over the last few laps has been able to build the lead. It looks as though he's got away from the rest of them. Clipping the curves there is Gary Halcrow. They're about to accelerate towards the Tower through the right-hander. There's Philip Broad. Well, he's been able to build up the lead over these last few laps, and it's too great an advantage for Halcrow to be able to do anything about now. Third is O'Malley. Fourth is about to be Humberston, but he's got Graham Johnson right with him in the red car there. Look as they go around Tower. These two are set to battle all the way to the checkered flag as well. As up front, Philip Broad looks as though victory is going to be his. He was second in his earlier race, but he's going to come through for victory here at Croft. We've had some great racing in both divisions of the Caterham Roadsport Championship. And Philip Broad starts the season in style. The car's a bit muddy on the left-hand side, proof of how hard he's been trying in this race. Up to the hairpin, through the left-hander he will go in a moment, and now sprint his way up towards the line. Philip Broad scores victory here at Croft in the Caterham Roadsport Championship. There's the checkered flag, and it's victory in race 2 of the year for him for Philip Broad. Second is Gary Halcrow, and over the line for third is going to be JJ O'Malley, with Dax Humberston coming through for fourth place. Now, very close finish behind Graham Johnson, just denied the opportunity to gain another place. Well, Gary Halcrow may not have won the race, but he has really been the talking point here of his 2 races at Croft. Ultimately, second he is in this second race, having started 28th on the grid, and that includes that delay, remember, at the very first corner.